Hi, hello there. Welcome to a new sort of video. I know I've been doing that a lot lately. I don't really know what my YouTube channel is. It's just me posting stuff. Yeah, I'm honestly just doing this for fun, for recreation, stuff like that. But this is something new I wanted to try. I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet. But basically what I'm doing is that I bought a new sketchbook a couple days ago, and usually I always like designate all of my sketchbooks. Even if I go, I'm not gonna do that this time, I end up subconsciously doing it, so every sketchbook is designated for a specific thing, and so I switch between them all constantly. And so I decided, alright, I'm gonna embrace the theme thing this time. But then I got stumped on doing a theme for my sketchbook. So I had the big idea of every time I draw in the sketchbook, I just pick a new theme for each drawing. And I thought that I would do it using monthly prompts, you know, like Inktober, Mermaid, stuff like that. And so for day one, I actually had this monthly prompt thing that I had saved on my phone from many a moon ago called OC-tober. And one of the prompts was neglected OC. And I almost immediately had a thought on what to do with that prompt. I was going to revisit one of my oldest stories, which was called Fey Wren. And the character I'm drawing here is a secondary character, but one of the main secondary characters nonetheless. So this is Taka. Taka is... I always change the name of what name the species are, but I think right now but I think the last name I called them was like Faydel, or like Fayrel or something like that. Fey something. Because the title of Fey Wren is like, there's these two species and it's like a love story between the two, even though they hate each other and they're racist towards each other. So it's like, this lets the Fey, that lets the Wren. Maybe they are just called Fey, I don't know. Anyway, so Taka is a Fey. She is the youngest Fey in her tribe to be appointed with the status of a warrior. Because the Fey, unlike what we know as the Fey, which are like usually tricksters and magic doers, these Fey are like hunter-warrior people who hate magic and stuff like that. And they're all about the brute force and the battle and things like that. And Taka here is the daughter of the chief, one of the two daughters of the chief, and yeah, she is the first pre-teen Fey to ever achieve the status of a warrior, which is really cool. And the main character actually happens to be Taka's older sibling. Yeah. Taka's name actually sort of changed. I've actually given Taka like a mini redesign as well, as part of the neglected OC thing. So I gave her like a mini redesign and I gave her a sort of new name. Her original name was just Tak, but I decided to like extend it a bit. And yeah, as I was about to say, Taka's older sibling is the main character who falls in love with the Rin, which are like snake people. Well, they're not all snake people. They're like all centaurs, basically. So top half is a humanoid, the bottom half is like an animal. And so Ipa, the main character, which I might change as well. She falls in love with a snake person named Philly, and they have to like keep it a secret from one another and stuff like that. And Ipa is like peer pressured by her tribe and especially her family to be the best warrior there is. Because if her little sister is so great of a warrior, then it's only fair that Ipa would be twice as good because she's twice her age and things like that. But in all reality, she's absolutely pathetic. And then she gets lost on one of her missions, and she ends up finding Philly, who untangles her. And then they both see each other for the first time, and they're both like, oh my goodness, it's one of the other creatures who are gonna like kill me on sight. But then they don't, and they still end up running away, and then they meet in the same spot again, and then they start falling in love. And Philly even like teaches Ipa to use magic to help in her battle, but use it like subtly and stuff like that. It's really sweet and really amazing. I might turn it into a story now, but I don't know, maybe it's just in the backlog forever. But yeah. So Taka, she's one of the first few people to find out about Ipa and Philly being in a relationship together, and I guess like the pose I'm doing now is like her pointing her sword at Philly and stuff like that, and going like, oh my goodness, you're here to like read our minds and drink our blood and stuff like that. And then Ipa's probably going to like calm her down and stuff like that, but she's still very, you know, suspicious of Philly and stuff like that, but she promises to keep a secret. But yeah, I made Taka to have like this really, really big sword, almost as big as she is. And then she's like really small and really scrawny, and she's like a kid too. Despite her having the muscle, you sort of like underestimate her a bit, and like if she's not even holding her sword, she's like, you're like, oh man, how would that tiny little kid even pick up that sword and stuff like that? And then she picks it up and then slices you in half, and you go, oh, that's how. With the big ol' heck you sword. Yeah. Maybe if one of the monthly prompt things I come across is like old couple or something like that, or there's like a couple's monthly prompt one, I might draw Ipa and Philly. Might actually change their names too. Yeah. And I think that would be really cool, but yeah. With the sketchbook itself, I probably won't film every single time I fill in a page, but I think it would be really neat to do this, you know, every now and again. Talk about like my life, or talk about the drawing and things like that. Because honestly, I've only finished a sketchbook once, and then when I did, I kind of just felt unfulfilled. You know, I just felt empty once I finished it. Like, I was so excited about finishing it, and then I did, and then I went, oh, that's it? And another thing for this sketchbook is sort of like a way to combat that. I also have a different sketchbook which is just like filled with like headshots of all of my OCs and things like that, and I think that would be something really cool to do too, to help me get over my fear. But yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do for this little thing. you know, like record all of my progress going through it and stuff like that. Record myself and my progress on things, you know, talk about life, what's going on, things like that. And I think that would be really helpful too. I don't really know if there's going to be any sort of way to keep myself motivated. Maybe, hopefully, recording myself and talking about my progress would be enough to keep me motivated to keep going. I'm not entirely sure on that, but yeah. Hopefully this will be something good for me to do, and like I guess I can like go back through it and look at my progress throughout it all as well, and possibly draw backgrounds, because funnily enough I'm one of the few character artists who like to draw backgrounds. But the thing is that it takes forever to get me to actually draw a background, because I have like the thing of, oh man, background's hard. Yeah, but when I actually do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, background's fun. Yeah. It's sort of like that for a lot of things actually. I just sort of like get caught in the loop of what all of the other people say and stuff like that, because humans are a very follow the herd sort of species. That sort of messes with my brain a small bit, but yeah. This isn't actually like my usual sketchbook style. You've seen my sketchbook tour, which I really probably should fix up. I think I actually deleted the video, but yeah, I posted a sketchbook tour and I did stuff like that, but I forgot to edit it, which I think I mentioned in another video too. Yeah, I'm up to that part of life, because I just graduated from high school and stuff like that. Just graduated year 12, and I'm sort of in that in-between spot. I had a job for a little bit, but I've also been seeing like this other job seeking place to help me like build up my resume, help me look for a job that I want. But a lot of stuff fall on the days that my part-time job did, so I left that, and honestly I've never felt better, really, but I guess because I have all of this free time on my hands, I have time to do stuff like this, I guess. Yeah. Oh, something really cool that I'm planning on doing is my webcomic balancing act. I've actually found this website, Ingram Spark. I'm going to use the website to publish the first 4 chapters of Balancing Act into like a physical copy, and I'll probably sell that at cons maybe. If anyone wants to know what cons I'm doing this year, they're in September and October, but I'm going to be doing Ballarat PopCon again. That's going to be held in the Civic Hall. And then my first multiple day conventions, I'm going to do Bendigo Expo, and that's going to be held in the showgrounds. I think there's an indoor area, because I'm going to be like in the artist alley and stuff like that. Oh, and I bought one of those like display cage things too, because I just used to have like this, just this stand that didn't even have a backing, so I was really prone to falling over if any of the customers touched it. But now I have a cage thing, and that's really cool. I mentioned in my Persona video how I finished making an Orion mask, and I discovered that with the mask, the hinges actually kept like popping off and stuff like that. Like I had them held down with hot glue, but I also had them held down with like wires and things like that drilled into the mask itself. But turns out that wasn't actually enough, and that the mask itself was too small. And it took me so long to print it, so it's just kind of sitting on my shelf for cosmetic reasons now. I might actually post like a thing on Facebook or something going like, hey, this mask kind of didn't work for me and it's too small, I could repaint it for one of you if you want, and stuff like that, but I'm not really sure. But instead, I found one of my old raptor masks that I was doing that I forgot about, and I'm reworking that. I've more or less stripped it back down to the bare bones, and I've been slowly but surely over time redoing it. And it's taking a bit, because instead of just having like a hood of fur at the back, I'm actually furring the face as well. I don't know what it is, but I don't really like the fur to flesh thing. Yeah. And I honestly don't really like the beanie thing either, you know, but also with the beanie thing, I find that a full hood works better for masks like that. It sits on my head more securely and falls down less when I talk in it, so that could be something fun to look forward to. I'm also going to be taking an art fight, possibly, which is really cool. I'll probably put my art fight in the description. Oh, and also the OC Toba thing as well. If anyone's interested in like doing it themselves this October, or really just whenever, really. I think I found it on Pinterest because I don't have any of those social media types listed below except for YouTube, and I don't remember if I follow Storm Myth, but yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on in my life so far. You can probably put down below what's going on in your life. I do my best to read comments and stuff like that and reply to them all. And you know, I like to have like a conversation and things like that. I kind of stopped talking about Taka in the back half of this video, but that's kind of fine. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to talk about what's going in my life mostly than actually talking about the character and stuff like that. But this is all fine. Yeah. And then this is the final drawing. It came out really well. I did some extra touch-ups while I wasn't filming, and I'll probably see you guys for the next day. Bye!